It's December 15, 2022. My name is Jimmy Van, and this is KYN Live. My guest says there's never been a bigger letdown of a TV show than Lego Masters. He loves JJ Watt because he called out Chipotle for skimping on the sizes of the burritos, and he thinks that Apple messes up your phone around the holidays on purpose to make you buy a new one, which I have actually heard about. He is the host of The Gunz Show on Wednesdays and Sundays, as well as Emo Millionaire on Twitch. This is Mike Gunz.
What's
Gunz,
up?
how are
What's
you, man?
up? I'm doing great. That's probably one of the, I do a lot of like TV and stuff. That was probably one of my favorite lead-ins I've ever had. And it's always interesting when you hear back things and things that you've done. You're like, huh, I did say that. And then also be like, you damn right I did say that. Let's go. That's awesome. That's a lot of fun. I bring a lot. That's a lot wrapped up there, my friend.
I get a lot of compliments for my intros, and I make a point of like always paying attention and trying to find stuff that's legitimate. And yeah, all that stuff about you is real, man. I read it this morning. You know?
Yeah, no, it's you never know what the world's going to bring to you, and obviously the rise of social media and like trending stories and all sorts of things. It's a lot of fun. I mean, for as much as terrible as the world is, we sometimes get some good laughs. And when you have a professional football player like JJ Watt, who's just a massive human being, calling out Chipotle for something that we all know that they're skipping on the size of the burritos, then suddenly it's like, where can I get a JJ Watt jersey? I'm all in, baby. Let's go.
Awesome. Well, if you're looking for fun, this is the place to do it. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to talk to KYN 7 of the top news stories of the week that are stupid, funny, and weird. I'm going to get your reactions, and I'll ask you questions along the way. And guys, send in your super chats to get your question or statement read on the air. And if you don't want to donate through YouTube, or if you can't watch the show live, go to kynchat.com, leave a question or statement anytime you want, and we will read it on the air. I got 7 good ones again. Gunz, it's amazing. Yeah. This shit never ends. Are you ready to go?
Let's rock and roll. Let's ball, baby. Gunz, let's go.
Let's start with story number 7, reported by Game Rant. All right, there's a new first-person video game that's in the works. It was first announced in 2019, and the full version is expected to be released in the first quarter of next year, the first quarter of 2023. It's causing quite a stir because of who your character is in the game. It's a historical figure that you're playing in this first-person game. Gunz, who do you get to play in this new first-person game?
Oh, God. When you say it's causing a controversy, I mean, there's a lot of people in history that are causing a controversy. Maybe. Oh, God. There's so many different directions I can take this. I can be like, the people that you should absolutely be outraged against, but then you can try and have some fun with it too. God. I don't want to piss off the audience just yet. I gotta go the safe route. And normally I don't go the safe route, but who should I go with? Alex Rodriguez, whatever.
Much safer answer. So I'm going to give you the answer by telling you the title of the game. The title of the game is I Am Jesus Christ. Here is a clip courtesy of the developer Playway. Check this out. The game is set in the 1st century AD. Here is Jesus saving a kid that's like in the hospital. It's set in 1st century AD. Players will experience firsthand the historical events that unfolded during that time, from the nativity to the crucifixion.
Oh, yeah.
Players will relive the most important moments in the life of Jesus Christ. Look at the end of this little trailer, right? Look at this. Yeah. I Am Jesus Christ, available on Steam.
Just levitating.
Are you going to line up to play this game, Gunz, or what?
What a great question coming a Christmas time. I can understand why a lot of people might be upset about it. The graphics actually didn't look too bad. Yeah. A lot of times I thought a lot of like they're like skimping, kind of like whatever. That was it looked kind of interesting for all the miracles and what not ever performed. I might have to just take a pass on this because it's like going into it. It's like the people that steal from a church. Like, there's a reason you should never steal from a church, because you're just asking for something. Like, you're messing with some forces that probably might come back to get you. You know what I mean? So I would probably stay clear of anything Jesus shooting weapons related and just, go to the bar instead that night, or play my my old school N64 like GoldenEye or something. I'll stick to GoldenEye. I'm team GoldenEye rather than team Jesus shooting guns.
Every story that I do, I like to ask my guests a question that's somehow related to it. And so my question for you when it comes to this one, if you could pick any historical figure to be featured in a first-person video game, who would it be?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I kind of went with the, gosh.
Gonna say Kanye would say Hitler. I would guess that.
I would, I would think, oh, God. Kanye, don't say that to me. Kanye. Yeah, I mean Kanye. Well, yes, based on the last couple months that Kanye's been doing, I think that's a fair statement right there. I'm trying to think, who would I want to be that I could just run around and be like man with. I don't know. Oh, I'm so good at this normally, but you threw me off, especially from like a weapon type game. I would say Jesus Christ.
You would.
No, I don't know.
I was thinking somebody like Sinatra or Elvis. Sinatra or Elvis lived the life back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, I definitely, Elvis was the man, but then Fat Elvis came around, and that was a couple rough stretches. And I also don't want to die like on the toilet like he did, like with a massive heart attack. It's not a way to go. Sinatra lived a damn good life.
Yes, he did.
So Joe DiMaggio lived a pretty good life too. Like if you're a baller, you're a baller. So yeah. Actually, who's dated Pete Davidson's had a rough life at times, but he's also dated the hottest people in the world.
Yeah, he's still got a ways to go. He's still got a ways to go. Yeah,
but I think I go like an old school, probably just like a guy that was just a straight up baller. So like it's got to be like that Sinatra.
Yeah, maybe Michael Jordan, maybe.
Yeah, Michael Jordan had some issues though. He had some times, but. I think I'll go with that. Because as far as I know, Sinatra, I'm sure he probably had some bad moments, but he's
a lot of good ones.
Sinatra across all aspects of life. He was the king of New York. Let's go.
He was. All right, let's go on to story number 6, reported by WSB TV. Yeah. Okay, this is good. There's a man in Georgia. His name is Christopher Spalding, and he was arrested on 2 charges of felony probation violation. And of course, he did something stupid to tip the police off. And so my question for you, Gunz, what did Mr. Spalding do?
He was arrested for what? 2 things of what?
Felony probation violation. And he tipped the police off because he was an idiot. So what did he do?
Oh, he probably, it's got to be something where he showed up to a police station in like a fake cop outfit trying to get something like that. I would say like one of those geniuses that like call the cops and then when the cops show up, they're like, you're breaking the law right in front of us, sir. Like, you know what I mean? Like something like that. Yeah.
So what he really did was almost as bad. So the sheriff's office posted a list of their 10 most wanted violent offenders on social media, right? Here's our 10 most wanted list. Mr. Spalding posted a comment. He said, "Hey, how about me? We got a screenshot. Here it is. How about me?" And look what the cops responded with. "You're correct. You have 2 warrants. We're on our way." And so that's what they did. They went and showed up. And
it had to be something like that. I love these stories of these pure geniuses out there that are just, that literally tattletale on themselves. And then it's just what do you mean? And then they're shocked. They're shocked when they get arrested. What do you mean? I thought I was being a good person. I was telling the truth.
But he was offended that he wasn't on their top 10 list. He was actually offended.
He's like, I want to be.
Yeah.
I want it known. I mean,
unbelievable.
You talk about handing it on a silver platter.
They might have forgot about him until he said that. Who knows?
It's like using we see it from time to time. Like it's like people had stolen credit cards or something, and it's just like really like what, like you got away with the crime to begin with, and then you're just going to always try to do one more, and it's tattletelling on yourself to the cops, probably not a good idea. No. But hey, at least you made the list now. Congratulations, sir.
I guess he did. Well, have you ever posted something on social media where you knew immediately that you just made a mistake?
No, nothing to like that effect. There's these are wild. I mean, I'm sure like I've done like some drunk tweets and stuff, but like nothing like I've never said anything where I was just like, where I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm just covering like sporting events or something like that, and like you'll tweet something out and be like, oh shit, that's completely wrong. You know what I mean? And the way social media is these days, there's so many people out there, there's so many haters, there's so many trolls, there's so many gotcha people out there that just want to get you on every little thing. And it's frustrating, and and you're just like, oh shit, I gotta delete that. Like, fuck, that's just gonna be a bad look for me. But nothing that the cops or authorities have to be involved in. I'm good on that.
But nothing about like maybe you had one too many beers and then you like posted a tweet about your employer and said, you're a piece of shit. Like nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I remember one year I work I work in New York City, and they gave us like a hotel, and like the company was not doing great financially to begin with, and they gave us a hotel because it was going to snow, and they gave us like a hotel to be like close to where the offices were for the blizzard because we were on air and had to be there in the morning. And this hotel was one of the most bootleg things I've ever been to in my effing life. I go in and like there's spots all over the place. Hotel Pennsylvania, it's notorious for being like creepy and like haunted and shit. I go into this thing, I go to the bathroom, and the sink is on the ground. Like half the sink is just broken. And then like half the bed is just like, it just reeks of like bed bugs, as well as like there was a murder committed here. And so I go live. Of course, like it's one of those things where it's like there's a blizzard in New York. So all everyone does is just drink. So of course I go to the hotel part. I'm just like, I'm not staying upstairs. It was like one of those, it was like 4 years ago. And the TVs were still like those box TVs that are like 38 inches thick. And this is where they had me. And I have to use a knob, and it's directly from Madison Square Garden. So of course I went downstairs, had a lot of drinks because I was like, I can't sit in this room, and began tweeting out about it. Next day, the boss was like, hey, Gunz, want to come in here? He's like, not a good look, bro, to call out the company when we're cutting people left and right, and you're plastered calling us out. But listen, it was my effing safety on the line and my lifestyle. Like I probably gave bed bugs to the whole entire studio. To be completely honest, sitting in the chairs that day. So, yeah. I mean, there are those kind of moments. Yeah. But yeah, like lucky you say I've become a professional during those moments that like it's, you never want to say that you become used to those, but I've figured out how to handle those moments, if you would. You know what I mean? Not an amateur.
All right, reminder, guys, get in your super chats to get your question or statement read on the air. Or if you can't catch the show live, go to kynchat.com, leave a contribution at any time, and we'll read your question or statement on the next show. Yeah. All right, Gunz, let's move on. Let's go to story number 5, reported by NPR. Let's see what you have to say about this one. So Art Basel, it's a famous art fair, and it takes place at different locations around the world. Recently, it took place in Miami. There's a Brooklyn-based art collective called MSCHF, and they created a special machine that they put on display, and it was for visitors to interact with. My question for you, what was so special about this interactive machine?
I actually am very familiar with this story because I did it, and I love it. So it is an ATM, and it was actually very brilliant because it's so funny that they did it in Miami because there's so many tough guys in Miami and so many how you doing type people. But a lot of people, as we've seen, like to flaunt and pretend that they're awesome, but then like you realize that they really don't have as much money as they claim. So all these tough, like slick back hair, like collar open, chest hair popping out, Miami type people, like we all know what I'm talking about, are all there. And then none of them had the balls to actually put in their own card. Because when you put in your card, it displayed how much money you have in your checking account to everybody. So I think this is absolutely brilliant. And as far as like creativity, this is so good because it called out all the tough people out there. Then on the flip side, somebody went and had like millions of dollars, some like crypto bro or something. And he went in and just like, he had like 3 million in his checking account, which I also think is like, what are you doing, dude? Like, there's 2 ways to do it. It's like, one, it's like the tough person that doesn't have any money and is too scared. Like when they get called out, it's like the tough guy in high school is like, oh, like that never can back it up. It talks a lot. Then on the flip side, you have this loser who's there and he's just like, he's like, oh yeah, I got $3 million. It's like, I don't want to hang out with that person either. Cause it's like, great, dude. Like, you're the worst. So you need somebody in the middle who's got like $5 to $1,500. That's a safe.
I think it depends on how the guy with the 3 million acts. If the guy with the 3 million,
you knew he's got to be the worst.
Well, you said it right. It's an ATM that displays people's bank account balance on a big screen, and we got pictures for people that haven't heard of this story. So that's what it was, and they had it on display as a piece of art. It ranks you based on your wealth. The maker said that they earmarked this for a location like Miami because it's a place where there's a dense concentration of people that are renting Lamborghinis and wearing Rolexes. And so they're and matter of fact, you talked about the guy number one, that dude had 3 million in his account. So I think we're talking about the same guy. If you can see it, number one.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what they did. So let me ask you, do you own anything that you consider to be a work of art that others might think not so much?
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm trying probably definitely like music stuff. Like it's like, yeah, probably like I like music plaques and stuff. I'm just like, oh, isn't this amazing? Or like a gold record type stuff. And people are just like, great, dude. Like something like that. Or like during like the last couple of years, I built together, like I was collecting baseball cards because I was like all the rage card collecting was. And like, I put together this plaque. It's like, oh, these are all Hall of Famers. And I was so ecstatic about this, telling my friends, posting on Instagram constantly. And people are like, dude, you're a loser. And I was like, I spent so much money, so much time, had to like get the glass, like, pressed against it and like had it all laid out and all this stuff. And they're just like, dude, you're the worst. Like nobody cares. But like when you put so much effort into it, you're just like, damn. It's like those people
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's like the people that have like the gardens and like work all day, like with flower pots, like, oh, it's like, I just got these new plants. It's like, great. I can't wait to step on them. You know what I mean? Like, just ruin your day. That's what I do. I love ruining people's days.
People.
Humans. But yeah, that's exactly like, I can't wait to like, look at the color of my grass today. Like, congratulations. Great.
Let's go on to story number 4, reported by KBTX3 News. Okay, this is a cute one. So police in Kilgore, Texas, they arrived at a Walmart parking lot after a vehicle ended up crashing into 2 other cars. The police approached the suspect vehicle, and they were left shocked when they saw the driver. And so, Gunz, my question is, what was it about the driver that surprised police?
So they were shocked when they went up to him and they found him doing this.
Yeah, crashing into 2 other cars in the parking lot.
Oh, there's the rated R version, the rated X version, and then there's the I want to say like hopefully he was just like eating Taco Bell or something. Or maybe he's playing a video game. Maybe he was like playing like his Switch or something.
All right, good answer. No, the driver was a dog. We got pics courtesy of the Kilgore Police Department.
No.
So the dog was left in the car while the owners were shopping. He got a little antsy. He was bouncing around the cab, and he set the truck in motion. There was prior damage to the steering column, so the dog was able to put it into drive. Then on top of that, his leash got caught on the emergency brake and released it. So all of that together made the car go forward, smashed into 2 other cars. Fortunately, nobody got hurt.
You're like, look at it, like, wait, that what? Like what? Yeah, you like look at the dog. You're like, huh? Oh, that is awesome. You can't get mad at the dog. Can't get mad at it. Never.
I wonder if it's karma. Do you think it's karma because like the owners left him in there, or do you think this was like a really smart dog and he knew exactly what he was doing?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think the dog was like, this is what you get for leaving me in this effing hot thing that I just want to go out. He's like, I just want freedom. I just want to escape. I'm seeing everybody else with their dogs walk around and stuff. Like, get me out of here. So I think it's the both. Like, this will be the last time you leave me alone. Like, yeah, you will regret this moving forward. As well as dogs are smarter than people ever give them credit.
Give him credit for it. Yeah.
So shout out to this dog. He needs his own Instagram account page. Absolutely.
Maybe
he's an influencer. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, maybe
that's
awesome.
That's awesome.
Have you ever been responsible for any kind of an accident where you wish that you could blame it on a dog?
I mean, I definitely have knocked over. I've been that person that's knocked over alcohol bottles in the liquor store, as well as on the flip side, I've knocked over like the big canopies of like thing like the Fruit Loops and Cheerios, where they're all stacked together.
At the grocery store?
Yeah, at the grocery store.
You were that guy?
I definitely have done both. Now the bottles one was terrible because that I had to pay back. That sucked. I was able the grocery store stuff. I was just like, they're like, there's 50. I was like, sorry, I'm out. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, what do you want me just to sit here? Like, I can't build you a tower again. I'm out. It's like something like that. I think is the perfect thing. Where I'd just be like, he did it. Right. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the alcohol one was barf though. That cost me quite.
Yeah, you look at the guy next to you and you go, "What did you do?"
Yeah. It's like, dude, why did you do that? And they're like, yeah, totally. That's good. I like that.
Final reminder, guys, get in your super chat to your question or statement right on the air.
This is fun. Hell yeah.
Or go to KYN chat, leave a contribution at any time, and we'll read your question or statement on the next show. All right, Mike, let's head on to story number 3, reported by CBS 21 News. Oh, this is an interesting one too. So a woman was driving a Razor scooter in Franklin County, Pennsylvania, and she crashed and she got hurt. She was lying on the ground. Then a truck came along. The truck saw her laying on the road. The truck stopped. The driver got out. Gunz, what happened next?
He absolutely, I don't know the story, but I'm hoping this is the truth because this would be hilarious. Jacked the Razor and drove off. Stole the Razor. Had to have stolen something and rode off with it, right?
You are spot on. He stole the scooter and he took off, and all they got is a pic of the car leaving the scene. Here it is, courtesy of the Chambersburg Police Department. That's all they got. The truck is described as maroon in color, and to surprise, there's a washing machine in the bed of that truck already. So he just threw the scooter in there next to the washing machine. What kind of a person sees a woman injured lying in the road and they decide, you know what, I want that scooter?
It's like 2022, dude. That's welcome to society, right? We are losing our damn minds. That is, I mean, the fact that I guessed it shows exactly what we're dealing with these days. Like,
isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
There's no kind of like, there's no buffer anymore on like human thoughts or actions. It's the Wild West. Anything goes these days, it seems, in society. For example, somebody's like, help me, and he's like, just jacks the scooter and pieces out.
Well, I could go in so many directions here, but I'm going to keep it kind of simple. What is the most unique thing that you have ever taken a ride on?
Swam with dolphins. I was sick.
Yeah, I've done that before. Where'd you do that? Mexico?
Yeah, I was down in Cabo. We did it in Cabo, which was sick. I always say when I become a multimillionaire, probably have to be a billionaire these days based on everything. I want pet dolphins and pet penguins. I think I want to become so rich. I think those two animals are awesome. I think like it'd be like dolphin. You swim dolphins, you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like hell yeah. And then penguins, like I don't know a lot about penguins, but they seem cool, and I just want both. So like, I want to become so filthy rich. I have both. I have a long way to go, but I think that would be sick. Dolphins, and then what else is kind of random that God, I don't know. I will go with
maybe the same night that you knocked over the liquor bottles.
There was like a lot of things happened those days. You are crazy. I love this show. Y'all are wild. Oh my God.
Let's go on to story number 2. Story number 2, reported by WPDE ABC 15 News. Okay, here's another one. Makes you shake your head. So back in 1939, Walt Disney was presented with an award that consisted of 1 large Oscar and 7 small Oscars, and it was for Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, and it was at the 11th Annual Academy Awards. And here's a picture of Walt Disney getting the awards. You got that, Joel? There he is there. That's Shirley Temple, the child actress, and they gave him that big Oscar with the 7 little ones. That was in 1939. Now, as you can imagine, that's a big deal in Disney lore, right? In Disney history. And so recently, the Walt Disney World Twitter account, they posted a message on Twitter in honor of that event, and they ended up getting a lot of heat over it, and they ended up deleting it. And so my question for you, Gunz, what was so controversial about that Twitter post?
So, oh God. So they reposted the old school photo. I mean, I can't. I don't even know what to say with that.
Okay,
What could they possibly? I mean, did they write something terrible? Oh, did it not include? I don't know. I do not know the answer to this. I can't even be funny and come up with something. I don't know. What would they possibly have done? If was it not Walt? Was it something terrible?
The key is the year. So here is the Twitter post. Put up the Twitter post, Joel. They wrote 1939 was a vibe. #HappyPlace. Completely forgetting that Nazi Germany. Yes,
my God.
Nazi Germany invaded Poland that year. That was the beginning of World War II, and they posted 1939 was a vibe. #HappyPlace.
That's not a good look. Not a good. That would be a deletion by Twitter, by Disney right there. So rightfully so. That'll do it. 1939, probably good amount. Probably, let's just wipe a lot of those years. Not great. Don't want to reference anything positive happening throughout those years. Disney.
I'm guessing the social media manager is probably like a young person, and they probably don't know history that well. But couldn't you at least Google it first? Google 1939 and see what comes up. You know what I'm saying?
That's rough. I don't think they deliberately, whoever that social media manager, he's probably like 25 or something. Clearly didn't go out of their way to I'm going to piss off everybody right now.
Right.
Probably didn't want to do that. But case in point, never do that. Anybody watching.
Unbelievable. Especially #HappyPlace. 1939, #HappyPlace.
Not great.
So do you think that Disney World is the happiest place on earth? And if not, what place do you think is?
Disney, I always have a good time at Disney. I think Disney, I went so many times, and every time I'm in Los Angeles, I go to Disneyland, which isn't as good as Disney World. But now that Disney World is fun. I mean, it's just it's a great time for sure. Is it the happiest place on earth? I probably no, not anymore. I don't think. Even the Star Wars world. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I was not overly impressed by Star Wars. By the Star Wars world there.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
It's kind of very overrated, and you wait forever, and it's just like, what did I just do? I was very not impressed by it. What is that? But I'm kind of for that kind of thing. It's just
given the stories that you've told me today about the liquor store and the grocery store.
Yeah, what do you think it involves? It involves I love Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium to me is like my shrine. Diehard Yankee fan. And so I went to so many games for Aaron Judge to hit 59 and 1661 this year. And it took him so long to do it. But I was there every time, and every single time I went wild when he was getting up there and spent way too much money on the tall boys. The 24-ounce Bud Lights that cost $16 a pop. And I was like, oh God. And of course you have to have 3 every single. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I would say Yankee. I have so much fun at Yankee Stadium. Big Notre Dame fan too. I think Notre Dame Stadium is awesome, and walking out of that tunnel is probably amazing. But as far as actually visiting, nah, man. All you need is good people, good music, and just kicking it. I don't need to drop $300 for a day ticket at Disney World.
Yankee Stadium is actually a good answer. That's a good, especially being a New York guy. Yankee Stadium is a good answer. All right, it is time for story number 1 already. Final story of the day, reported by Diario AS. Check this one out. So the World Cup is going on right now, and not all of the games are being broadcast for free in every country. Some of them you have to pay as you go. Mm-hmm. So recently, more than 40,000 people in France decided to watch a pirated stream of a game for free.
Okay.
There was a problem. And so, Gunz, my question for you is, what do you think happened?
Not like I ever would, but I do know sometimes I've been told that pirated streams sometimes either go to other broadcasts or definitely time out. And then you have to find another stream. I know they get crushed all the time. These the stream links, they get shut down left and right. There's active people out there that go. So I can see 40,000 people just waiting for it. And my hope is just to keep in the direction that we're going here, or at least the overall tone of the Gun Show appearance with you, is I hope it happened right when there was a breakaway and they were going to go score, and then the thing just went dead, and we had 40,000 pissed off French people.
That's a good answer.
I hope that's a good
answer. So the people,
you're just oh my God, right there. What happened?
Well, check this out. So the people watching, they thought they were watching a poor quality stream because it wasn't the greatest quality. In reality, they were watching a game from the FIFA 23 video game.
Oh my God.
And here's a screenshot of what they saw. This is what these people were actually watching. They thought they were watching Germany against Japan. They were watching FIFA 23. And apparently this has become a common thing. Streamers are making hundreds of dollars per stream in ad revenue by duping people into thinking that they're watching the actual game, and they're watching a video game. That's what they're watching.
That's one of those things that you're just like, you have some people that are probably absolutely furious that are trying to track down those people and be like, what, you just ruined my evidence? But then there's other people that, like, if you get duped like that, you just have to be like, yo, you win. Like, props and like fist pump. But on the flip side, it's a World Cup. It happens, like, it's not like it's a monthly thing. I mean, people live and die. People will be dead before the next World Cup. People die because it's not, that's what happens. People wait their whole lives for a moment like that for them to get this far in or whatever it might be. And then you can't make it up.
But seriously, how stupid do you have to be? How do you not know when you see that is a video game?
But maybe it's maybe they didn't get the new 62-inch H5G.
maybe
maybe they're not used to really great broadcasts over there.
Right.
Maybe they're still using those box televisions like I had in New York, in my hotel, Pennsylvania, just a couple years ago. I thought, how does everybody not have a flat screen in New York City at a hotel? And I'm using something where I need to turn a knob.
But the games are always glitchy. Like the video games are always glitchy. Don't you think they'd be watching? They go, did that guy just like his leg just came off his body? You know what I mean?
You know what? They're probably drinking 40,000 of them, and their screen was probably so far away that they're just like, yeah, I love that story though.
All right. Well, I want to thank our guest, Mike Gunz. Mike, this has been a lot of fun. Tell the people what you're doing and where they can find you.
Yes. Absolutely. I do a lot of great content out there. I do one of the largest music shows. I interview a lot of like wrestlers and athletes and musicians and trendsetters. It's called The Gunz Show, GUNZ. So definitely follow that. I do like an emo trivia music game, which is called Emo Millionaire. Who wants to be an Emo Millionaire? That's awesome. Regularly DJing as well, all across the country. Do some great contributing and writing as well for various entities and radio and TV. And you can just find me. Just follow Gunz, baby. The Gunz Show across all the platforms. Gunz with the Z, because it is actually my last name. Let's go. GUNZ, The Gunz Show. Best name ever. Let's go.
All right. That is going to do it for KYN Live.
A lot of fun, baby. A lot of fun. All the emotions. Love this.
Next Thursday, 3:00 Eastern time. Check us out for more silliness. That's totally real. And until then, bye for now. Thanks, Mike.